Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with Formula 5 today for round number 6 around Britain. But before the qualifying starts, we're having a 1 minute silence for Sir Sterling Moss, who has unfortunately passed away today. So, a minute silence in tribute to Sir. And we are back live with Formula 5 action here at Silverstone, the British Grand Prix, and I might have Jake Warrior here with me today, but Jake.
Hello.
Oh god.
Don't worry, I am here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought he is gone. Just to point this out, I thought he is actually gone. I generally.
Just impressively observing the minute silence there.
Fair enough. Right. Anyway, yeah, we are back here with Formula 5, the British Grand Prix. The home track for many of our drivers across the league racing community, and as far as I'm aware, F5 as well. And here we go. We're gonna go on board with Dougie Afroman for his flying lap. He is currently on hard competitive tires, the white wall tires. So far we're seeing people setting times on softs, which is our 287.6 so far, the fastest time. Let's have a look at Dougie though. What
Mr.
he said.
Grumpy spin in front of him though. Let's see.
Yeah, just to point out, Jake was having some internet issues earlier on today, so if at times his sound goes away, don't worry, that's normal. Ish.
Well, hopefully not a recurring thing, but yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. Um, but yeah, anyway, how are you, Jake? How are you today?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm looking forward to this one. Silverstone's always a fun track, very close to my heart, obviously being my home race as well. Usually a very good track to watch, plenty of fast corners, usually some good action, and you also know the British weather as well. You never know quite what it's going to throw up in the race, so it should be a good one.
I'm pretty sure the British weather is probably the. Why is my numlock not working? There we go. That's better. Yeah, anyway, back to what I was saying. Pretty sure the British weather is probably the most random factor across the whole world.
It can literally be about 5 different types of weather in the space of an hour.
Yeah, I experienced that on my own skin. Trust me, not the best.
Well, quite amazingly, it's blue skies for qualifying, not a cloud in sight. That's a rarity.
Will we see those sunny clouds for the race though?
Remains to be seen. I don't think Maximus will want rain in the race because he looks like he's got pretty decent dry weather pace looking at his opening lap time.
Well, I'll tell you something. I'm pretty sure, this is what I remember at least. I think he got pole position in, what was it? Canada? I believe it
Hmm.
was Canada, and he couldn't finish the job and win the race due to the weather, as it did start raining, I think, as far as I remember correctly, at least. Anyway, uh, the wall man, as I should probably say, Kolesnik, is currently on a lap, improving on his time by 24 seconds.
It's funny enough, I'm actually watching him as well.
Yeah.
Just coming through for the last few corners. This is probably the most technical part of the track now. So just round the last couple of corners, he's definitely going to improve. But where's it going to put him? Let's see. He goes
13th.
13th, so improves by one. Not often he improved by 25 seconds, but only go up one position. But he's on the medium tyre, so maybe saving his best lap for the softs later on in qualifying.
Well, Simo has in the meantime put a lap on mediums as well. It's a 29 flat, and that is P13 so far for the Toro Rosso driver. In the meantime, Awesome Dude is now just ahead of his teammate Mr. Grumpy by 3 and a bit tenths. Hashim FC retired
Yeah, he
somehow.
hasn't done a lap time. So he'll be starting from last.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Matty has an issue here. He has to let literally everyone through.
Ah. Oh, big moment for Frederick, or just on board with there, who's trying to get his first hot lap in. Nearly lost it coming out of Corps.
Oh, that's a corner con a bit.
Interesting to see Monster Blue in sixth. He won last time out, if I remember rightly.
He did indeed, but remember, Monster Blue is not really. I don't even think he was anywhere near the top in the qualifying, and then he just pelted it out with the strategy, I believe.
It was it was a very eventful race.
It
With the
was
weather and
indeed.
whatnot.
It was indeed. We saw a really interesting uh, weather condition change at the very end of the race. It began to rain, um, and yeah, we saw people pitting for intermediates at the correct time. That was Monster Blue himself. He did the pit stop at the perfect timing, and he was the one to go and win the race.
Just seen Dumlius go into seventh. Dumlius, have I said that right?
Damn, Lewis,
I
yeah.
don't think I've said his name before. um, nice lap from Jamie there. I don't think he was particularly high up in Austria last time out, but he's currently on the front row. It's a decent effort.
You know something? Jamie is always quick in qualifying. He can also be really quick in the race, but he just gets so unlucky all the time. Like, that's generally a thing about Jamie.
I suppose the best chance you have of doing well in the race is qualifying well, so at least he's getting that part right. And he's only a couple of attempts off pole position, so if he can find those extra couple of attempts, he could steal pole. But I get the feeling there's a few drivers further down the order that haven't shown us their full potential yet. One name that's sticking out to me is Jack Tyler. I can't imagine that he's 10th on pace. So I
Well,
imagine he's quicker than.
well, he did say his time on mediums, Jack Tyler. Also, the man to point out is also Frederick, who was the Canadian Grand Prix winner, if you remember correctly. He currently was unable to set a fast lap, so that's very interesting to see. Uh,
Just
some
seen Sunnes Svetlana's just gone on into second place, very close to the pole time.
Jack
Just
Tyler
7
retired.
thousandths away. Oh,
He
he was
crashed.
out on track.
He
so,
was on
yeah.
track, yeah. Uh, he retired. I think he retired just before the Dennington Straight, to be honest. I
I wonder
believe.
if he crashed. I mean, he's
I've-
now down to 12, so it's going to be almost like he has a qualifying ban again with where he's going to end up.
Yep, and there's a Mercedes of Bar who has Taking a rather interesting line, either to the pits or not to the pits. I'm not entirely sure. Can somebody explain to me this line? He generally just knocked
Just
off. He generally just knocked off all the braking zones. Well, the braking boards.
wow. Wow, well, I was mentioning earlier about Jamie finding us extra couple attempts. He's definitely found us, and he's on to pole as it stands on a 127.2. That's a very decent lap.
It says indeed. We might actually see someone going to a 26 here tonight. In the meantime, Monster Blue
But
improved. Monster Blue improved. He's now into 4th. With a 27.4.
that's a good effort. I feel like Frederick's got a good lap in him, but he just hasn't hooked anything up yet. But he's on a lap at the moment, just going through sector 2, the old start-finish straight. So let's see if he can improve on his current 19th place. Through the difficult Maggots and Beckett's complex now. I think this sequence of corners is really the key to getting a good lap round here. You
Yeah,
need to get
definitely.
this part of the track exactly right.
As you just mentioned about Muggets, Vegas, and Chapel, that is probably the hardest part of the whole track to get correctly. One little mistake, and your lap can go out the bin. You can just leave because if you get wrong that part, you're screwed. You're screwed for days, and you don't want that.
Frederick's gone 5th. Not bad. He should be able to get back to the pits in time for another lap if he wants to. Do that, but he might have to get a move on.
It'll be really close. In the meantime, Mr. Grumpy is about to go onto the second DRS straight. Also, that is actually a good thing to point out. They removed the third DRS zone because if you remember in 2018 there were 3 DRS zones. There was one down the main straight as well, and they removed it for some reason.
Yeah, I remember in real life they were letting them go in with DRS through turn 1, and it didn't end well for Ericsson, I believe it was. So they decided to get rid of it for safety reasons because they didn't think it was right having cars with DRS open through turn 1.
But let's be real, that's Ericsson.
I don't know how I remembered it was Ericsson, to be honest. It probably wasn't, but I'm just taking the Grosjean approach.
maybe it was K-Mag. Maybe he isn't. Actually, that would explain something to me. I just realized because, as far as I'm aware, Kolesnik is a K-Mag fan. That would explain something.
I rate Kevin Magnussen, so I'm not going to say anything. But speaking of Kolesnik, he's actually in the last sector of his latest lap. So
Yeah, improving by
he
8 tenths. 8 tenths he is improving by.
definitely move up a few spots with this as long as he gets the last section right. Looking pretty smooth from what I've seen him in qualifying so far, so not too bad. Let's see.
28.4.
Goes 16th, just behind Jack Tyler. Not bad. I mean, the field spread around here, there's not actually that much in it. It was 1.2 seconds between first and 16th. If you can hook a lap up, it can really make a lot of difference to your grid spot.
That is for sure. In the meantime, we have cars coming out the pits. Son of Svetlana is going to be the first to start a new flying lap, as far as I'm aware. Yes, indeed. So let's go on board with the Haas driver for a lap of Silverstone.
I mean, you see more of this driver than I have because they weren't here last week. Is this pace quite normal for them, or is this a bit of a surprise for you?
If I'm honest, about a surprise. I can't remember from the top of my head seeing Son of Svetlana near the top this season yet. As far as I remember correctly, at least.
They're going even quicker in the first sector of this lap as well, 10.5 up.
I know. Looking for that pole position so far. A bit of a backhand slide there. Not gonna do any favor whatsoever, but let's see. Really good run for Cops. That's for sure. And now into the S's of Megas, Beckett's, and Chapel.
Well, one driver who won't be able to respond is Axness. They made a mess of Sector 1 on their lap and they backed out of it and gone into the pits. So if there's a good chance here for Son of Svetlana to get onto the front row.
There is, and really nice flow through Stowe as well. I really hope I haven't forgotten the corners of Silverstone yet. And across line at 27.3. Yep, that lap was a bit
Not
messy.
enough.
Not the best lap. Oh, Blue Mosquito!
Oh.
Blue Mosquito! Where are you from? Where did you come from? Well,
He's always had that pace in him. I remember years and years ago, Blue Mosquito, you could always never count him out of just doing a lap that would completely catch you off guard, and that's definitely what he's done here.
crazy man. Absolute crazy man. In the meantime, Awesome Dude is through Stowe as he is looking to finish his lap.
I'm just following Seymour. He was in a massive race against getting to the finishing line in time to start their lap, and they're currently 19th, so they kind of have to do this. There's definitely not cruising this Alp. He should be okay. He's got 10 seconds to get for the last sequence of corners.
It'll be close. It'll be really close.
I
Oh
think
god.
they're just going to do it with.
He will.
2
He will.
seconds to
He will.
spare.
He will. What
That
a
is
lucky boy.
crucial.
Jamie can't improve. Jamie has not improved.
So, can anyone stop Blue Mosquito? Let's see, is anyone on a really good lap? A lot of people are right at the start of their lap, so a lot of people still got a long way to go.
I believe that Monster Blue is... Yeah, he is actually into the S's as he's away to go down the second DRS straight. I think he will be the first to actually finish his lap. No, that was Ozone Typhoon to actually finish his lap first. He goes into 7th with a 27.5. But let's right on board with Monster Blue, who is going wide at the exit of Stowe. I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to go wide, do you?
Let's see. Will his lap time count?
It will.
It will, and he's got to pole. 127.1. It is so close.
Seymour has won 11th. Seymour's won 11th.
Bartman's on a good lap. Oh, I think he went too wide at the last corner, and I think he got invalidated.
Frederick improved by 4 thousandths. I believe that was Damlius just now who's improved into 5th. Yes, it was indeed. And yeah, that's the qualifying results over because Seymour is now into the pits.
Yeah, I think that was Seymour's flying lap. It wasn't registering on my timing thing for some reason, but that was his flying lap. It looked like his out lap, but that must have been his lap. Yeah, P12 for him, not bad.
Could have been better though for Seymour. We know what he is capable of. We know how and what Seymour is well and capable of. Right, well, Jake, do you want to run us through the grid order for today's race?
Yeah, so we've got an all blue front row, technically, with Monster Blue edging out Blue Mosquito. We've got Jamie in 3rd, Axnis in 4th, Dumlius in 5th, Son of Svetlana in 6th, Mr. Grumpy 7th, Ozen Typhoon 8th, Frederick 9th, Bartman 10th, Geronimo 11th, Simo is in 12th, OKK 13th, Dougie Afroman 14th, Awesome Dude 15th, Jack Tyler is 16th, Matty 17th, Klesnik, Kajman, and Harry, who didn't set a lap at the back.
Well, there we go. The grid does look like that. And if I'm honest, the one person who I expected to be near the back is Klesnik. That's a usual thing. I'm surprised he hasn't crashed in qualifying, to be honest. I expected him to crash in quali, but I guess that won't happen today. I feel like he might crash in race into a wall. Although, it's kind of hard to crash into a wall here. Let's be real. Like Silverstone is one of those tracks.
I've done it, so I'm not gonna say
You
anything
have
on
the
that.
experience of
But
that, do you?
I think I've hit the inside wall at turn one a few times, which is quite embarrassing. But that says more about my driving skills than anything else. I think Blue Mosquito was the biggest surprise for me there in qualifying. I really wasn't expecting that lap time. It really came out of nowhere. But
I must completely agree with you, but also um, I would say Son of Svetlana being in sixth is a bit of a surprise as well. I generally don't. I can't remember from the top of my head Son of Svetlana being that far up the grid in any qualifying session this season so far yet.
just
Again,
having a look to see what.
it might be just me not remembering correctly, but I generally can't remember. I think this is Son of Solana's highest qualifying position all season long.
Just having a look at the tyre choices of the does outside the top 10. Interesting that Dougie Afroman, Awesome Dude, and Jack Tyler have gone with the softs despite having the freedom to choose differently. And Harry, who retired from qualifying, is actually starting on the hard tyre. Interesting to see how that one plays out. I'm not sure the hard tyre will be that quick in race trim, to be honest. But we'll see. Maybe he's expecting a safety car or two.
I mean, to be honest, I probably am expecting a safety car or two.
Jack Tyler will need an Austria-esque start if he's to finish near the front again.
Yeah, but honestly, Austria is not that. Like, Silverstone is not that quick of a track as Austria. Austria is a lot easier. You have three DRS straights going side by basically right after one another, which makes the slipstream really OP in all fairness if you're behind someone, because you can just DRS them down every straight, and that's it.
That is very true. It might be a bit more tough to follow through these fast corners of Silverstone.
Exactly. Well, here we go. The Monster Blue and the Blue Mosquito are lining up on the grid just now. We can see that the Blue Mosquito in his Sorosa will be on the inside for turn 1. Monster Blue on the outside, leaving the front row in first. Also, before we start, I need to quickly turn something off really quickly. I really hope I can turn this off in time. Yes, I can. We're all good. I forgot to turn off.
This is a very tough turn 1 to get right. There could be some incidents here because it's not the traditional sort of turn 1 you'd expect.
Yeah, exactly. And we have a shocking camera angle. I should rather add.
Tell me about it.
Oh no, there we go. The camera is back. Here we go with 5 relays here at Silverstone. Lights out and away we go. It looks like the Blue Mosquito actually has a better start than Monster Blue down into turn 1 on the inside. Blue Mosquito goes. Monster Blue goes a bit wide. Keeps the lead. Blue Mosquito up his inside in towards turn 3. Can get the position done, the move done and dusted. In the meantime, the Mercedes of Axis is now trying to get past Blue Mosquito for P2 up the inside onto Wellington Straight. There was a bit of contact, and Axis is.
Oh, that's Axis.
Yep.
It's gone off.
Also, look at Grumpy.
Fantastic.
Look at Grumpy.
Yeah, Grumpy's had a fantastic start.
Jeez. Oh, Salvador is round. Just.
Well, we saw him having trouble round there in qualifying, but not to that extent.
Yeah, absolutely just losing the back end. The back end completely snapped out on Son of Svetlana, and after a brilliant qualifying performance, he will be now back into 19th. And I'll tell you this, Jack Tyler is up into 10th.
He just has a knack of finding a way through on lap 1, it seems.
Maybe he dive bombed a few people. Anyway, we will be having a massive slipstream fast down the straight. Jeez. So many cars just been behind each other here on lap 1, trying to slipstream each other. Jamie is in the third, Blue Mosquito remained in second, and Monster Blue remained in the lead of the race. I believe the top 3 has actually been unchanged so far in this race, as Monster Blue does hit the fast lap. He's now within a second. Well, he is now a second away from.
That wasn't a good run from Jamie. Grumpy might have a look here. No, thinks better of it. Jamie went a bit wide for turn one. He's gone wide again.
Grumpy could get him on a switchback here because look, Grumpy is now getting really close to him. There's problems for Harry. Harry is round. He is now back into 20th. And look at this, Grumpy is trying to gain to the slipstream. He is going to go to the outside. And can he get in? No, he can't. Grumpy will remain behind once again. But can he get... Look, Grumpy could... Grumpy is really looking tasty for those switchback maneuvers here. And just throughout the whole season, Grumpy has been showing great pace and great racing, but he just can't get the results. He has just been so unlucky this season. It's actually really annoying for Grumpy, and I actually feel so bad for him because he has the pace to challenge the front. He has the pace to challenge for the title. Well, maybe it's a bit too late to challenge for the title, but if he was getting the results he wanted since the start of the season, he would have been in the battle with Jack Tyler at this point of the of time.
Something's happened further down the field. I thought maybe Dougie Afroman had a moment. Yeah, in regards to Grumpy, as Partman looks at the inside of Domlios, is he going to make it stick around the outside? He's going to have the inside for the next corner if he can hold it in there. Oh, he pushes the Ferrari a little bit, but Partman gets a position in fifth. But yeah, going back to Grumpy, I think when you have that much bad luck at the start of a season, you can almost, it puts you into a mood every race of, right, I've got nothing to lose, I'm just going to go for this. And that seems to be how he's approaching this at the moment.
Well, and truly could be the case for Mr. Grumpy, as he is finding himself in fourth after... What was it? He was like 8th or 7th in qualifying, and now he's in fourth. Like, that is honestly a really strong start from Mr. Grumpy. Jack Tyler is actually going up the inside of Geronimo. Geronimo leaving the minimum amount of space for the Racing Point driver, and Jack Tyler remains behind. Harry has found even more issues as he is in a wall after turn 1. I think Harry is going to give up at this point because this race has already went bad enough as it is already for him. In the meantime, we
Just
do
having
have...
a look at the position changes. Bartman's gained 5 places off the start, and Jamie's lost 3rd place to Grumpy. He went off the track again. He's been doing that a couple of times already this race, and there is nothing he can do to defend this time. And Grumpy's got 3rd place, and Geronimo is out the race. I don't know if he crashed somewhere. I didn't see that.
He crashed going onto Dennington Straight. I believe he might have had contact with Jack Tyler. I think. Because they were right side by side going into Muggins Becker's Cops. No, not Cops, what? Chapel. Great, I generally forgot my corners at Silverstone. What we thought would be a joke at the start of the stream, it actually became a thing. Great.
I was wondering why everyone was slowing down. We do actually have a virtual safety car, which I only just noticed. And well, Harry's, well, his, as the first 4 laps goes, I think this is about as bad as it gets.
Look at this, Mr. Grumpy and Blue Mosquito side by side. Oh. Mr. Grumpy had the inside line.
Mosquito.
How has he kept it?
Went off the track then.
It's a question
That's
how
incredible defending.
I'm sorry that I interrupted you, Jake, but how on earth did Blue Mosquito keep the position? And look, Grumpy is now all over him to side by side through Cops. What a brilliant bit of racing from 2 all-time friends. And look at this, Grumpy, Blue Mosquito, they're fighting it out. They are giving everything they can, and Grumpy got the move. He got the move. Wow, but Blue Mosquito will have the DRS. There's contact. Dougie Afroman, Frederick, what is going on just now in this race? And the referee.
Oh, Jamie's looking. Oh.
They nearly went 3 wide.
Another virtual safety car. There's another virtual safety car. Well, that's going to be a real kick in the teeth for Grumpy. He did all of that, got alongside him, and then eventually passed him after a stunning bit of driving between them. And then all it does is give Blue Mosquito the DRS and the position back.
Yeah, I completely agree. But I must say, what a brilliant bit of balance we just had. Like, fair play to the guys, like, honestly.
they are two of the best races on the site in terms of wheel-to-wheel combat, I think, and they showed that there. I think that explains the longevity they've had in these leagues. They're just such good drivers to race with, and they gave each other as much room as they could there, which wasn't easy through that sequence of corners. And well, with virtual safety car
DRS.
back,
DRS enabled. Jamie has actually tried to find a move on Grumpy, and look, Jamie is not giving up. He's not giving up this position just yet. He wants to get past Grumpy for P3, but Jamie does have a 3-second penalty already. So, with Grumpy's consistency, being able to keep away from trouble and those penalties for track extending. Well, I talk that. I'm thinking back to one of the races. I believe it was Canada where Grumpy had about 30 seconds worth of penalties, and Grumpy's lost it.
Grumpy's lost it. No, it's all gone wrong again. It's such a difficult complex to get right, and if that back end goes light, that thing can happen. But that just sums up Grumpy's season. There's been so many moments of promise for him, but it just seems to all go wrong. And now he's got son of Svetlana trying to get around the outside of him.
Does Grumpy have damage?
I don't think so, because I don't think he hit anything. I think he just lost it, so...
Well,
the main
Grumpy...
thing he's lost his track position.
Yeah, but I think Grumpy will be... ish happy with the fact he didn't have a front wing damage that he needs to go in and repair. Like, okay, he did lose track position and obviously time with probably some good amount of tire wear that he had. But other than that, I think Grumpy will be ish happy with the fact he didn't lose a front wing here.
Oh, and Jack Tyler's hit the back of Ozen Typhoon. And Ozen Typhoon is round, and I can't help feeling that was a little bit too aggressive from Jack Tyler there. It really has cost Typhoon. Don't know if he'll have damage, but he's definitely lost a lot of positions. And, well, he's now just behind Grumpy, who himself had a moment last lap. I was just about to mention, actually, not just Jack Tyler, but another person who's had a good start is a Kajman in the Alfa Romeo, up 12 places now to 7th. And I've noticed that he tends to be near the back in qualifying, but then does a lot better in the races. So this is something, maybe that's a tactic he uses, I don't know.
Quite possibly, that could be the case. Well, in the meantime, Grumpy is back into the top 10. He has a lot of ground to win, though. Jack Taylor is in 6th, as you mentioned, but the question is, well, Harry is just having a nightmare today. Like, honestly, Harry is just having a nightmare. 10-second penalty for what? For going off track to let the cars through. This game, honestly, if I was Harry, I would just go into the pits and I would just like, oh no, I give up.
I think I'd just want to watch the race at this point. It'd probably be more fun.
To be honest, that's what I would do in Harry's case. Oh, and look at this, also on Typhoon. Nearly had a look on Grumpy. Couldn't get the position done. In the meantime, Jack Taylor is up the inside of Damlios, and Damlios is going to try and get a switchback as Jack Taylor went a bit way too deep, and Jack Taylor is back into P6 after Damlios got a switchback maneuver done and dusted.
Yeah, I can't help feeling that that incident with Ozen Typhoon might end up in the stewards. Don't think Ozen Typhoon will be too happy about that, but Domilios proving to be still in a competition here, did a great job to get the position back after Jack Tyler ran wide, and I get the feeling he's not going to be quite so compliant in letting Jack Tyler through. So, but at the front, I've just noticed actually Monster Blue's built up a really decent lead out there. I guess he's taken advantage of the fact that Blue Mosquito was battling with Grumpy and Jamie quite hard, and he's just built that lead up. And we know he won the last race, but this is a very different kind of performance from him so far. It wasn't a lights to flag victory last time.
Yeah, he really does have that gap. Bar picking up a 3-second time penalty. In the meantime, Jack Taylor has went past Damlios. Axel's got a 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane. So once again, Access having really good pace and quality, but then it's starting to all break up in the race.
There's a few drivers that really could do with a good race, and he's definitely one of them. Grumpy's another, and the good thing about that spin was it hasn't put him out of contention. He's still in the points, He's shown that he
Oh,
has really
sorry
good
to interrupt you,
pace.
Jake, but there we go. Jamie and Blue Mosquito battling for P2. Up the inside was Jamie, and now he's got a position done and dusted, but they're still side by side, and nothing has been decided yet for the position. Jamie on the inside of Cops. Will Blue Mosquito try and get him back down the Jonathan straight? That is the question. He needs a good run through Muggins, Beckett, and Chapel to get back on Jamie to use the DRS and to try and get past him round the inside or possibly round the outside of Stowe.
He's going for his in the slipstream. He'll guess he'll pull to the outside because Jamie will cover the inside line. But that's, to be honest, that's a better racing line for the corner if you can get in first. But he just couldn't. So he remains in third for now. And in fact, he's actually coming into the pits. So quite an early stop there. I don't know. Maybe he'll be going on to the hard tyres. It wouldn't make sense, I wouldn't think, to do a two-stop around here because this is probably one of the slowest, longest pit lanes that there is on the game.
Yeah, that is very true. Let's have a look. But you know something I've realized? Everyone who has put hards, like Harry himself, he was on hards. Duke Afferman is on hards. And also, they're all struggling with the hards. Like, that's
Blue
one
Mosquito
thing.
has gone for this. Yeah, Blue
Safety
Mosquito has
car.
gone for the mediums and the safety car's out.
Oh, that's
What's
because
that
Grumpy! Grumpy lost it, he has no front wing!
for? Oh dear. That's actually a good thing. He was looking so good at the start of this race.
But
and
you know
it just-
something, even though Grumpy has no front wing and he needs to bring this car back to the pits, it brought out a safety car, so has Grumpy really lost anything at this point with the safety car coming
He'll,
out?
lost a, he'll lose a little bit, but it won't be as bad as what it could have been. The safety car definitely helps him. I'll tell you one person who will not be happy with the safety car, and that's Monster Blue.
Oh
that
yeah,
lead he's built up has just been eradicated.
it's been humiliated off the surface of the earth. Also, we've been told in we got a little hint in the chat that Son of Solana hasn't raced in the last 2 rounds. Yes, that's very true. But in France, he got P3 in qualifying, so there we go.
Okay. That's impressive. Yeah, I'm guessing now that everyone's going to come into the pits that's on soft tyres. It makes sense, and it might help Blue Mosquito get those mediums to the end of his safety car. Because I feel like 18 laps under normal racing situation, that might have been tough for him to do that.
Very true. Also, we saw that Jamie and Damlius both got 5-second stop goal penalties, and so does Son of Solana for speeding in the pit lane. Also, was pointed in the chat that Son of Solana was doing great by moving up from P19. He was in P10 before Matty has decided to keep going on the mediums. Is he going to try and stretch those mediums to put on soft to go to the very end of the race? That's a question to be answered. In the meantime, here's Blue Mosquito. He is going to... Oh, Blue Mosquito! Drive for penalty.
Speeding under the safety car. What? Well, that's strange. I mean, he's behind Bartman, who he was ahead of before, so he's already lost times.
No, but that's a... What?
It's just come up again. What?
That's for breaking the delta under a safety car.
To be honest, though,
I think the game might have glitched out here.
I get that feeling as well. He's dropped to 8 seconds behind the cars in front, and he's still been getting penalties. So I get the feeling something's not quite right there.
Yeah, he just got 2 drive for penalties within a space of 10 seconds.
The problem is as well with drive-through penalties, it's not something that can be easily corrected after the race. So that is a real bit of a pill to swallow for Blue Mosquito, who was having a great race to that point.
I know. He qualified, I'm pretty sure, the highest position all season long for himself. I think that was his personal best qualifying session. He was started in P2, I will remind you guys. And now, after finding himself in 5th, after the pit stops, he's got 2 drive for penalties to serve. And he can't even serve them under a safety car. He needs to wait for the safety car to go in.
Yep, and he'll have to... And as well, as we mentioned, this is a really slow pit lane. So he's going to lose a lot of time.
He can literally lose about a minute due to those drive-throughs.
There's been no...
Well,
What's
the
going
pit
on
stop,
there?
pit stop here is about roughly 30 seconds, just because of how
Look
slow it
like
is.
look like Jack Tyler and Ozone Typhoon swapping places there. I don't know why under safety car conditions. Of course, these two already come together once this race. They're probably not the best of friends right now. But yeah, no good trying to swap positions under safety car. It'll only give you a penalty. You're right about Mr. Grumpy as well. Like, he's come out with 13th. He's only actually dropped one place despite replacing his front wing. So it's not worked out badly for him. Just two cars on hard tyres as well, and it's both Alfa Romeos. I hope they have better luck on them than the others that have been on them so far have, because they don't look to be working too well.
Yep. Also, I'm gonna have to do something soon enough with my monitor because I can feel the bit where there's a crack in my monitor. Is that exact side is overheating like hell, and I don't like
Not
that.
technical issues again.
Eh?
Not technical issues again.
Well, no, actually, we have no issues with OBS. That's a good thing. Uh, but no, it's just my monitor. I am planning on getting a second monitor though, or I just need some sort of cooling for that side. Because I definitely don't want to lose my monitor because of a lamp issue.
What do you think of Matty's strategy? Do you think that's going to work out for him? Because he's the only driver that hasn't pitted under a safety car.
If I'm honest, well, no, Golastic hasn't pitted, I think.
Oh, that's true. He's been on the softs for 4 laps.
And Axis hasn't pitted either. Um, I think, I think it can if he can make those tires last.
He's kind of got to hope that drivers behind get focused on each other and he doesn't get bothered up front for a bit.
Yeah,
And
he
can
needs
sort
a
of build a gap.
he really does need a good safety car restart, just not to get caught up in this whole battle with a hell of a lot of cars behind him. He wants to try and pull away and try to look after those tires until about lap 16, 17, when he can go in and put a set of softs and just go to the end, with the tires degradation being a lot lower than what it was at the start and phase of the race. With the car obviously being lighter as well, he'll be lightning quick if he can make the strategy work out.
Just having a look at the tyre choices of everybody. I think there's a lot of drivers out there that are going to probably try to get to the end on the tyres they're on. One driver, the only driver I'm looking at in the top 10, who obviously other than Matty, who won't be able to do that, is Seymour, who's the only driver on softs. I think Seymour started on harder tyres, which is why he's had to switch to the soft.
Actually, you know what I'm thinking? What?
Go
You
on.
know what I've just realized? This kind of only just caught my eye, actually. Even though I should have known this. Monster Blue is in second on fresh mediums. Matty is ahead on warm mediums. And they're both in the Williams. What if they agree that Matty will continue on and Monster Blue is going to hold up everyone behind so Matty can get farther ahead and look after the tires to make the strategy last?
That's an interesting idea, actually. And it has the potential to work. The only issue that he'll have is he's got to try and let Monster Blue through without letting anybody else through. I think Blue Mosquito almost passed Bartman under a safety car there. Oh, Mr. Grumpy's got a penalty. Oh, dear. This just goes from bad to worse. I think he hit the back of
From wing
some
damage.
Svetlana. Oh, he just cannot. Like, he must be the unluckiest driver in F5. the safety car is in there and they're back underway. I'm actually going to keep an eye on the top two now you've mentioned that to see what Matty does. Is he going to help out his teammates or at least try to?
In all fairness, if I was one of those Williams
Oh,
drivers, nope, never
well, that's not
mind.
helping.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Well, if there was some tactics going on, Claire Williams has got a head in her hands. That's gone completely wrong. Monster Blue hitting the back of Matty. And, well, if Monster Blue has wing damage, then it's kind of ruined both of their races.
Jack Tyler just clipped the back of a Toro Rosso or a Mercedes, I'm not entirely sure, and just lost both of his front wing.
It must be Simo, because Simo's dropping down the order.
Oh, it could be actually. Well, I just generally saw Jack Tyler's front wing just fly off the car. And look at this. Kaiman saving the car. Wow, what a save that was from Kaiman.
Want to go free abreast into Maggots and Beckett's. This could go so wrong, but it hasn't. I thought Matty, Jack Tyler, and I think it's Ozen Typhoon there were going to go free abreast into a corner that barely holds two cars, and thankfully they didn't. Jack Tyler's now looking at getting back past Ozen Typhoon, take fifth place, and he does so. So Jack Tyler's up to fifth.
But Ozen Typhoon is not going to give up easy, as he is going to try and retake the position. I think the bell of contact between the two drivers did happen, as I saw Jack Tyler's car did go for a little slide. Matty continues on with the front wing damage. Blue Mosquito obviously pits due to the drive-through penalty. Grumpy continues on as well. Matty is really aggressive on his defending. Let's see if Grumpy can get past him as soon as possible. I think Grumpy's damage is not that significant. I honestly think it's not that significant if Grumpy decides to stay on.
Just saw some brilliant action further down the field. Kolesnik made a great move round at turn one against Axnis, and then Doug Yafferman very nearly took out Kolesnik in the next corner. Broke too late, but yeah, Kolesnik, we've done good racing there, and he's up into the points, so I think so far it's looking to be one of his better races of the season.
That's a miracle. In all fairness,
yeah, he very nearly had an accident, but it wasn't his own fault.
Well, you know something.
Sorry, I thought Cashman was about to try and get past Matty through Maggots there.
Well, let's go on board. Let's go on to this battle. Kajman and Okeke trying to work together to get past Matty. Up the inside will go Kajman. Can Okeke do the exact same as his teammate just did? What are those camera angles? Cameraman, give us a good angle. And there we go. Okeke is also passed. And now look, Kolesnik is right behind. Is Kolesnik gonna try and find a way up past as well? Well, if you're gonna go that wide, maybe not.
I was gonna say, there's overtaking spots and then there's that. There's contact between them. I think side-to-side contact there, and Matty's race, he must have damage because his pace is gone, and
he does have damage. I mentioned a few laps ago that he does have damage. So does Axnes after obviously the incident Monster Blue and his teammate Matty. That obviously created a collision.
Tell you what, Ozen Typhoon is not taking this line down from Jack Tyler. He's got back in front.
I don't blame Ozen
This is
Typhoon.
quite a heated battle after earlier.
Well, you know something, Ozen Typhoon and Jack Tyler both have answered business. It all started off in Australia, really, if you remember. Because remember, Jack Tyler brake checked Typhoon under the safety car on the restart.
You can build up rivalries in these leagues. You can find yourself racing very differently depending on who you're racing against.
Yeah.
Definitely speaking from experience on that front, and it seems that these two are very much. It's very aggressive when these two are in combat. As Jack Tyler takes a very interesting line through that corner. I think that was another circuit entirely, but okay. We'll gloss over that.
Well, you know something. Well, we're feeling bad for Grumpy from wing damage. In the meantime, he is in sixth. He is not losing too much time to Jack Tyler and Ozen Typhoon. He escaped it within the pace.
I mean, I know that we flick between different drivers and see different perspectives, but to be honest with you, just sticking with Grumpy through this race would have been entertaining enough. He's been everywhere by the looks of it, but he's still up there, and I don't quite know how.
Okay. I just
I'm
checked.
guessing you just seen something.
Yeah, I decided to check a bit on the CS:GO scene. Because obviously ESL Pro League. Season 11 finals between Masters and Fnatic is best of 5, and the map score is 2-2. Jack Taylor lets Mr. Grumper through, so Grumpy is now up into 5th. But anyway, back to a little bit of CS:GO. It's 2-2 in map, so it's the final 5th map. Fnatic leads in 9-7, and Mousesports lost on Nuke 16-1. So that's a bit interesting. But anyway, back to the race we go. After I decided to check up on that, because I completely forgot about it until now. And Jack Taylor's into the pits.
I must have had damage. I'd say it's very unlike Jack to decide to let somebody through, so I'm very unlike any racing driver to do that, to be honest. So yeah, he must have known he had damage. Kolesnik is on fire at the moment, so as I said, he very nearly goes off. Nearly put the commentator's curse firmly on that, but he's putting a lot of pressure on these two Alfa Romeos, and he's looking at potentially going up to 6th place here.
Well, I think he will have to stop again, because look, Soft's been on for 10 laps.
That's true. Another safety car though, and it puts him right back in it.
That's true. Can we have another safety car so we can insert sending anything to this Grand Prix? But look, awesome dude. Look at awesome dude. Just get out of my way! Get out of my way, stupid McLaren. I'ma go through. I'm the boss here. Yeah, I can get a 3-second penalty, yeah. I think...
Yeah.
Oh, look at this, Kolesnik! What is that?
Kolesnik's not having any of that.
What a move!
That is absolutely superb.
I must say, no matter how much we have a joke about Kolesnik, that was brilliant!
That was fantastic racing. Definitely not well, it's an odd time to make a move like that because he's pitting, but okay.
Jack Taylor retired!
Let's see if I can...
That's right the exit of Cup, so if we go on board of Harry, we should theoretically see his car somewhere. VSC is out.
That's what's out for Kolesnik, he's in the
pits. That actually helps Kolesnik. Okay, come on, Mouse Sports, you can win this.
I mean, he did get a penalty for speeding in the pit lane, but we'll gloss over that.
Well, actually, look how much Kolesnik lost time. Look how far behind he is.
Imagine how much he'd have lost if it wasn't a virtual safety car.
That's true. But still, the Delta is not as slow as under a proper safety car. And how timed is this? The safety car came out as soon as he went into the pits, and the safety car came back. Virtual safety car went off as soon as he quit the pits. Perfect timing for Kolesnik. Absolutely perfect.
Blue Mosquito just got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He must be absolutely livid right now. He has been royally screwed over by the game, I think, on this tonight, and it's ruined him with a potential podium finish, I think.
Yeah, indeed. Also, in the meantime, look, the two Alfa Romeos are closing in on Mr. Grumpy.
Well, we were very wrong about Williams and what they were gonna do with their drivers. So let's see if Alfa Romeo behave any better.
Well, that's what I would do at least. If I was Monster Blue and Matty, that's what I would do. If I was the car, if I was the one that just came on the fresh tires, I would generally try and help my teammate pull away as far as he can. That's what I would personally do. Because it made sense. It made sense to do it. Jake, are you alive? Oh, Kaiman just completely lost it. He's in the wall. He's gone. Kajman is just gone, and I believe Jake is gone as well. I don't know where Jake is gone. Um. Jake. 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 Well, I believe Jake's internet might have went off once again. In the meantime, we are on board with the bell for P5. It's Mr. Grumpy, Okeke, and Awesome Dude now. Bats are now between one another. Awesome Dude is also looking really tasty for that Alfa Romeo. And now using the DRS. Okay, obviously got the DRS from Mr. Grumpy. And let's see, can Awesome Dude find a way past? No, he will remain behind for time being. 6 to 2, 3 yellow flags. That is Harry once again. Harry is just having a nightmare. Every time I say nightmare, I think of a song. But I really do wonder where did Jake go. A good run from Awesome Dude through the S's. Let's see, can he close up on Okeke? And he's going for a late move, taps the rear wheel of Okeke and goes for a spin. Simo in the meantime is up into 7th. How on earth is Simo in 7th with 10 lap on softs? Can he actually make those tires last to the end of the race? If he can, hands down to Simo. In the time, the battle for 5th remains questionable as to who will be the man to finish 5th. Also, let me just quickly try and... Yeah, Jake is gone, I think. Let's see. Jake! Bar picking up a 5-second penalty. Bar is out of the race. In the pits. He just had enough. Blue Mosquito sets in the fast lap of the race. And here we go. Okeke is now trying to get around the outside of Grumpy. They touch! They're both round. Oh, Grumpy saves it. Okeke doesn't though. And picking up from wing damage, Okeke is now going to remain driving. But he did lose a few positions. And that Okeke will not be happy with that, if I'm honest. I do believe that was more of a racing incident. And look at this. We have 4 cars battling for P7 now. And I believe all of them have damage. Except Zugi Afroman, who is up the inside of Okeke. And round the outside, Zugi goes, touches with Okeke and goes for a spin. Okeke, Axis hits into him. And what is going on? What is actually going on? Okeke is out of the race. And I pressed something wrong. There we go. Yeah, wow. Safety car! Safety car, what? Safety car is out. We're gonna have an ending to this race with a safety car. Apparently Jake can't hear me. Really? Right, let's try calling Jake again. Well, we have a safety car. This is awkward. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, there we go. Hey! Right. So, I don't know if you saw this. There was a massive collision, and we have a safety car.
Oh, wow.
We have safety car. Everyone is in first softs. We're gonna have a phenomenal ending to this race. This also helps out Simo. Simo's soft took 12 laps. 12!
Wow.
And the safety car saves the day for Simo. What else do you need in this race? Also, I was right about the two safety cars. I was right.
I saw that Okeke was out of the race. I didn't actually see what happened.
I caught it on the stream, roughly, so just quickly go back and watch it. If you can be bothered.
I will watch after the race. I just don't want to mess around my phone too much, seeing as what just happened. I don't know what happened there, but
Well,
wow, Kolesnik's up to 8th.
well, I'm pretty sure that Okeke will put the Grumpy into shirts once again this season. Just knowing Okeke himself at this rate.
I tell you what, this has worked out brilliantly for Monster Blue. He's in first, and the guys in second, third, and fourth have got really old mediums on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, surely he's on course for a victory here, because you can't imagine the safety car's probably going to go in at the end of next lap, so he'll probably only get 2 more racing laps in. So Monster Blue's in a very strong position.
I think he has won it. I think he won it.
Don't know what happened now. His son of Svetlana there. I think he hit the back of Dougie Afro, man.
Also, you know what? I generally want a question.
Go on.
How on earth is Harry still alive in this race?
Well, as crazy as it sounds, from the way this is going, you could still get points. There's been a lot of casualties in this race.
Well, he's not gonna get points because I'm pretty sure he is a few laps down.
I mean, I credit his persistence. I'm not sure I would have the same amount in his position, but
The other question I want to ask: how many tires does he have?
I'm not sure. I think is he 2 laps down at the moment? I don't know.
2-3 laps ish.
Yeah, after all that drama, I mean, for the likes of Dougie Afro, man, son of Svetlana, an awesome dude, it's worth a risk. I mean, you're only going to have to hold out for 2 laps, and they will have a lot of defending to do against the likes of Jeremy and Typhoon now, because their tyres will not be as good.
You know what? I would wonder what will. Well, firstly, how on earth is Kolesnik still alive on the 8th? Secondly, what will Grumpy and Simo do?
I feel like with Grumpy, he's very much an attacking sort of driver, so he'll go for it. And after the race he's had, I think he'll be in a frame of mind now where there's nothing to lose. There's a lot of things that have gone wrong for him here, but yet here he is. He's still got the chance of scoring good points, so I think he'll just go for it. And Simo likewise has had quite an eventful afternoon. Another driver who potentially could gain out of this as well is Blue Mosquito. He could still get points, which is amazing because he's had about 2 or 3 drive-throughs. You'd imagine a safety car's going to pull in at the end of this lap, though, and release them. Hello, Tim.
Yeah, I'm still here. Yep, safety car is in this lap.
After what's happened, don't go quiet for 15 seconds. It worries me. But yeah, safety car is in this lap. Monster Blue will lead them away, and he's in a very strong position here. But will the others behind him try to attack him early on? Let's have a look. He's not given the safety car much room, it has to be said, so he will have to. Well, he's still having to wait, I think, but he can go now.
And here we go.
To tap up.
2 more laps of racing here tonight at Silverstone. I'm going to go on board with Jamie because Jamie is the one who has 3 cars on old mediums.
Oh no! Kolesnik's gone round and so has Seaman. Their races are over.
And look at this! Awesome Dude is up in the inside of Son of Svetlana. Awesome Dude is into 4. Jamie is now past of Son of Svetlana. And let's have a look. Jamie here, he can actually get into the podium once again.
He's trying to get past Awesome Dude, who covers pretty much every line he can.
3-second penalty for Jamie. That's not going to help him. Son of Svetlana should really let Typhon through. Jamie gets a switchback. They make contact. Son of Svetlana, come on, let your teammate through.
No team orders at Haas, that's for sure.
That's a stupid decision, to be honest.
Gunther Steiner will be raging.
I generally think Alex will be absolutely fuming just now.
Yeah, this really is, and this is going to potentially prevent us, the Typhoon, from making any more progress.
I know.
Is he going? And he's still. I thought he was going to let him through there, but he's still not really. I mean.
Okay, there we go. Also, look at this. Grumpy is now going to. Oh, this move has absolutely went wrong for Son of Svetlana.
See, he waited so long to let his teammate through, but he's ended up losing multiple positions.
Yep, absolutely. Well, now Grumpy is in 7th. Damlius are just up ahead. Grumpy doesn't. I'm pretty sure Grumpy doesn't even need to do anything to get potential on the podium today. I'm generally starting to think he doesn't need to do anything. Let me just quickly run through the penalties.
Well, Jamie's about to attack Awesome Dude again. The P3 obviously on much pressure and better rubber. Can he get up the inside? Oh, and they make contact! And they're round, aren't they?
Oh, what is going on?
Hit Josen Typhoon. Awesome Dude is completely round, and Jamie somehow managed to hold a slide that looked destined to get away from him. But that's put Ozen Typhoon up into 3rd, and Damlios is down the inside as well, so he's up to 4th. Jeez, it's all gone wrong for Jamie.
Well, I'll tell you more. This is the final lap of the race. Grumpy doesn't need to do anything to get both of the drivers ahead. As long as Grumpy keeps it clean and doesn't get a penalty, Grumpy will get both Jamie and Damlios. And possibly Ozen Typhoon.
It could yet kick off between Jamie and Damlios. They're side by side going into Stowe.
Oh,
Jamie's
contact!
trying to get round.
In the meantime, it's going to be Monster Blue to win the British Grand Prix, making it back-to-back victories. We're going straight back to this battle. And who is it going to be? Grumpy second!
He's got 2nd!
He's got it! Yes. Boy, Blue Mosquito got points! Oh no!
No, he didn't! He didn't, he drops out. Oh, that's gutting. That is. I saw Kajuan go up in the background, so I'm surprised he got anything out of that, but wow, Mr. Grumpy has got 2nd. What an incredible
Classic
race
DNF'd! Classic DNF literally within 2 corners.
You've got to be kidding.
I'm not kidding. Look at it. Look on the map. Look at it. Watch Simo.
I mean, come on, man. Yeah, there's so little way to go. Where's he been now? Has he maybe lost at the exit of Stowe? Or
he has.
He tried to go into the... Oh, that's... I have no words.
Well,
Fair play to Monster Blue. We didn't really see anything of him that race because he wasn't involved in anything really other than the contact with his teammate. But he wins pretty comfortably in the end, and Mr. Grumpy, I think he crossed the line in 6th, but he's got 2nd. That's incredible.
Because of penalties, yeah. I'm actually so happy for Grumpy, honestly, just now.
Well, you could say he's had a bit of good luck there, but that's it. Probably still hasn't evened out all the bad luck he's had, so he definitely deserved that.
He definitely has, and I don't think Grumpy got any penalties.
Fair play. That's the way to do things, and fair play as well to Dougie Afro, man, who got a podium. He stuck it out on those medium tyres when everyone else around him was on softs, and that's a valiant effort to get on the podium.
Well, here we go. The race winner here today is Monster Blue, who takes yet another Formula 5 victory, making it back-to-back wins for Williams and for himself to put himself into the championship battle against Jack Tyler, who had a DNF here today at Silverstone. Jack, who's now on points today, is going to bring the championship only closer together, and it's Mr. Grumpy in second and Dougie Afroman rising up the podium.
Well, big credit to the top two. They're also the only two not to receive any penalties. So fair play to that. And yeah, that was quite a dramatic race. And it's a big blow for Jack Tyler. He didn't look comfortable this race, and it just didn't work out for him. And he's going to have a lot of work to do for the rest of the season because his title race is definitely on now.
Well, here we go. I think that will be the end of today's race, obviously. What a race we had, and what an ending to this race as well. I can't wait what next week will bring us, because further only better, and for tonight it's gonna be a goodbye from myself, and
Jake Warrior.
we did not make this mistake this time round.
I knew you were going to do that. I was ready for it.
Fair enough. Right, anyway, guys, thank you everyone for watching. I've been Jake Warrior, and
What?
you were meant to say my name instead.
I'm not doing that.
Anyway, have a good night, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
What was that ending, honestly?